Nkomo Museum.
Lapha ekhaya esikhona kwakuyiwo umuzi kaNkomo owugcina lo mafuyana. I think isonke nje historically into eyazakalayo ukuthi umuzi wabo kwawusephela ndaba. Umuzi wabo sibili womtchado lapha abahlala khona baze bathi sebegugile thina abantwana ithi sabafoselayo ukuthi baze ngendaba yemsindo yayisikhona ephela ndaba kungasalaleki ngamashabhini kwakulekhwezi lani sebelala bekhangele sabaletha lapha kodwa azange kwaba into ebathabisayo. They were not very happy to be here, especially umama wayesithi ngikhetha prefer emalokitshini ngokuthi lapha engivuka khona sithi livuke njani Madube ngapho lapha ngibona ukuthi ewiso engakuthandi. So bahlala ke khonapha kwaze kwaba ngesikhatshanya nesilutshwana nje think 94 to 99 ubaba wasesifa, 2002 mama wasesifa. So they were not here for very long. Uthe esebhubhile sasisenza ifoundation okuthiwa iJoshua Nkomo National Foundation. Ifamily muli yasisithi hayi imuzi lo asiwudedicateni to the foundation ukuthi yenze imisebenzi iqhakathekise imisebenzi yenziwayo njoba lingenile emuseum lapha nalabona okunye imizamo esizama ukuthi siyenze. Ikho siyathaba ukuthi sibe khona ukuthi lani libone ukuthi sizamani lisiphathisane. Kuyo ilokhuzeni indawo okuthiwa i-headquarters ye-foundation leyi. Sike kulama trustees uDumisani lo esingaye la is one of the trustees and we are very very proud ngemsebenzi ayenzayo. So umuntu esisebenza la yendi uyasikhuthameza kakhulu njengoba libona kuthiwa no holds barred. That is vele indlela asebenza ngayo nxa esebenza lathi kuba no holds barred kwenziwa yonke into that is possible to be done. Welcome.
At my age and something like this
eminyakeni yami esemphila kiyo into enje
is definitely inspiring.
Into enhle kakhulu.
It's something that probably I should have done when I was younger.
Into engumzekeliso lamo kumele ukuthi ngangakwenza
ngisemncane. But then I'm told if you get older you got more time so you can do it.
Mina ngatshelwa ukuthi nxa usumkhulu lesikhathi esiningi njalo uzakwenza.
It's great to see the young people just expressing themselves,
bekhuluma lokho abakukholwayo
and putting it down on paper so people can relate to it.
bekuloba ukuthi abantu bakunanzelele.
Often they say that it's only leaders who write books.
Isikhathi esiningi kuthiwa ngabakhokheli kuphela abaloba ingwalo.
So I guess Dumi is qualified to be a leader.
Kutsho ukuthi yena uDumisani useqeqetshile waba ngumkhokheli.
And I think it just puts him into the league of seasoned civic leaders.
So kumfaka yena esigabeni sabakhokheli kwalezi ezikhulumela abanye abaphezulu.
Seems like he's upgrading himself.
Yena uyala lokho ezikhulisa kumbe eziqeqetshisa.
When I think about it,
uma ngicabanga ngakho,
I've known Dumi now for a number of years.
Sengikwazi uDumisani isikhathi eside.
I vaguely sort of remember him coming with socks over here.
Ngimkhumbula esabuya lamasokisi alapha.
Over here.
Labo Bermuda.
He hasn't put any weight on since then. And it seems like most of the family are small. So that's kind of the memories that just come flashing by.
It's pretty much a compilation of different articles that were written by Dumisani Nkomo during over a couple of years, 10 years. Those articles were published on Southern Eye, Newsday, and some of them are found in his personal blog. So if you want to read even more articles that he did not include in this book, you might as well just visit his blog and you feast your knowledge.
It is a profound privilege for me to stand before you on such prestigious occasion of the launch of book title No Holds Barred, written by Mr. Dumisani Nkomo, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Habakkuk Trust. It is a step of courage taken by Nkomo to publish some of his great works. Today another story is added to the collection of Zimbabwean books as we witness and preside over the launch of this book. I have been following some of his writings published by reputable media institutions, and I can say his articles are quite intriguing and absorbing. I'm yet to read No Holds Barred, but I'm confident that Dumi's passion in social justice issues is reflected in his deep and fascinating writings, and more so in the book we are launching today. The book, as I read from the cover, offers diverse thematic approaches and opportunities for serious reflections on critical socio-economic and political issues. I firmly believe that the thematic approaches outlined in this book add value towards the attainment of a better Bulawayo. As Bulawayo City Council, we have been in constant engagement with Nkomo and his team at Apakuk Trust, sharing ideas of enhancing the local economic development plan of the city. I am confident that the compilation of articles contained in this book provide key tenets that will enable Bulawayo to be great again. I would like to say the occasion is befitting for someone who has been writing and contributing articles for over a decade. It is also an important achievement for someone who has for so many years championed the social justice agenda. This launch marks the beginning of a journey of writing and publishing of development-centric literature that is relevant to current and future generations. It is a sad thing that the culture of reading and documenting is slowly disappearing from our communities. But I do hope that No Holds Barred will encourage all of us to start reading widely and documenting our own stories. We also encourage Bulawayo community to make use of our public libraries so that it can cultivate the culture of reading within Bulawayo. We must not allow this culture to die. To me, this book is a reflection of your hard work and commitment towards the development of humankind and communities. And it is with great honor that I declare No Hold Barred officially launched here tonight. I must say that this marks the beginning of a career as an author and as a reader, as readers who will want more. I will end by arguing everyone here present to get a copy of this book.
This is more of a personal journey in terms of personal insights into various issues. So it's not really your hardcore academic production, but it's more personal perspectives into different issues. So they're thematized into 6 key chapters, areas or motifs. I look at the issue of citizen participation or active citizen participation, and why as we as Zimbabweans should actively participate in the governance of this country in order to make it a better country, in the governance and development of Bulawayo, so that it is a better city. Secondly, I also look at the issue of local governance and devolution. Issue of local governance, how should the local governance architecture look like? So it's more prescriptive than descriptive. How should the local governance architecture look like? And how can you influence the local governance architecture? And there's a lot of talk about devolution. Somebody said devolution is like a theology. Everybody talks about it, but nobody has ever seen it. We should actually begin to describe what will it look like, not what it does not look like, but what does it look like, what is features, what is characteristics. So I do take some personal snapshots or glimpses into how the local governance and devolution architecture should look like. Thirdly, I also look into issues of service delivery, issues of impediments to service delivery, issues of how service delivery can be improved as well. So there is a whole gamut of articles, a whole chapter that then looks at service delivery in the Zimbabwean context. Fourthly, befittingly, we are at the Nkomo Museum, so there's a whole chapter dedicated to heroes and heroines. I have to be careful in terms of that, because there's also heroin. I have to spell. Be careful in terms of heroin is a drug, not a, yeah. What is a hero? Does a hero need to be political? Is Peter Ndlovu a hero? Is Bruce Gropela a hero? Is Cara Black a hero? Is the Minister of Sport a heroine? We need to begin to have that debate. redefine what the hero is. Eric Bloch, hero, right? So we need to actually have a new debate about that. And what about artists? What about content Klanga? What about Patisanyati? You're there. We need to have that conversation. So the heroes always have to be your Coltards and your Landing Ubers and your right. So that chapter really looks as well at what is a hero. It looks at the political heroes. So there's a whole article on Dumiso Tabengwa, Joshua Nkomo, Lookout, Masugu, for example. And then a whole chapter that looks at what about other sporting heroes, for example. Arts, economics, because you need to redefine what the hero is. And also we begin to, the council has renamed some streets as well. We won't go into that debate. But for example, can you have a Bruce Gropel or Peter Ndebele Black Street, for example? Gyros Jiri is easy. There's a Gyros Jiri student. The new heroes, new heroes, new heroines. Who are those? Let's begin to identify them. And before they are dead, let's not write about them and name a street after they are dead. But whilst they are alive, people contributed towards the economy, towards the betterment of society. Journalists, there's so many people that have contributed to the betterment of this nation. So it looks at that and it begins to question that what is a hero? Musicians and so forth. I know you're waiting for more Javana to die. And then we start having the debate. Start having that debate now. All right. Number 5, Bulawayo. So there's about 6 articles that look at Bulawayo, and these are not descriptive articles. They're not saying this is wrong, we don't have water, we've got potholes, poor service delivery, sewers spewing with other stuff, derelict buildings. It doesn't look at that. Rather, it takes a snapshot of Bulawayo 30, 40 years down the line. What will Bulawayo look like? What should Bulawayo look like? What should the local economy of Bulawayo look like? And what should be the basis of the growth of Bulawayo? Would it be the arts, for example? Will Bulawayo become the arts and culture capital of Zimbabwe because it is the city of kings, for example? So what does that mean when we say city of kings? Have we begun to rebrand the city so that it reflects that ethos, Masugu, so that it reflects that, it's just a name? So how can you begin the rebranding, reprojection, replanning? Okay. Because you can never be like New York. I went to New York one time and I was traumatized. I needed a tree of life in other organizations that deal with trauma healing to deal with me for 2-3 weeks because it was so fast. We can't, maybe in 200 years you can. But what is our competitive advantages, Bulawayo? And how can you use our competitive advantages to be a competitive city, to be, example, the cleanest, greenest city in Southern Africa? Is that not achievable? Yes. Cleanest, greenest in 5 years. How can you remodel Bulawayo? So picking a paper, we don't need a donor to do that. We don't need a donor to pick up papers. We don't need a donor to plant a tree. We don't need a donor for every citizen, every resident to plant 1 tree. Pick a paper and it becomes a campaign. So the articles that look at Bulawayo and how we can redefine Bulawayo. Forget it, Bulawayo can never be introduced to again. Because that is not environmentally friendly. Some of those industries cannot be revived because they're not competitive enough. So we need to rethink. Because there are other cities in the world that failed to evolve, and because of that, they became fossilized. So how can we have a new growth trajectory for Bulawayo? So there's a whole chapter dedicated to that. And lastly, there is a very bold, but I think feeble attempt at looking at African problems. For example, Africa is so rich yet so poor. All minerals, but there's war, there's famine, there's hunger. Whenever there's a picture of an African, it's either they're starving or they're being shot or they're drowning. That's the picture of Africa and an African. But in the meantime, there's resources, there's uranium, there's gold, there's diamonds, and you just suppose that with some oxymoronic situation whereby we are somehow swimming in poverty. What is wrong with us? What is wrong? What is wrong with us? We can begin to have a new Africa, where Africa is not known for civil wars, for bloodshed, for hunger, for poverty. If it rains, if this rain continues for 7 days, we'll be asking for donor funding because of flooding, because we've not harvested the water. So much sunshine. How do we harness that sunshine again so that we become Africa has got the most sunshine, but globally some of the coldest cities in the world are generating more solar energy than Africa. So why do we want to bask in the sun? And not harness it. Sorry, I sound like an Afro-pessimist. I'm not an Afro-pessimist. I'm very positive about Africa. But at times we need to be critical about ourselves as we move forward, because we've got the most potential. So that chapter looks at Africa and how Africa should solve its own problems, because Africa does have potential. So those are some of the things that this book covers. We only have a few copies available. We're not going to release any copy tonight. They're going to cost $15, not that. But not, but because the actual cost of the production is quite high, but it will also be available on Amazon as from Monday. You can place your order today. You get your book within 2 weeks. But these ones are just for display. There's one or two things that I was not happy with. You know, like the full stop is in the wrong place. I feel bad. Just one thing. You know. Yeah. So these are going to be out, but this is a book no holds. But they're going to be soft copies available through Amazon. Maybe in concluding, I'd like to thank you all for attending this book launch. It's not vote of thanks yet, but I'd like to really thank you for your support, and I'd like to name specific people because they did a lot. But Tabile and not Nokaniso, Nokaniso, thank you as well because you donated this. You know, Nobutaba. These girls like ran around, they beat me around, they organized things, and I was just standing in the office and screaming, but they were running around and organizing things. Ska with the Red Riding Hood cap there. Ska as well, very, very instrumental. Labmo Dube, who is not here, he was with the Chronicle, but he was very instrumental in terms of editing and the proofreading. The other people that I can't name for professional reasons, and professional reasons doesn't mean the way the oldest profession in the world, but professional reasons is proper professional, reasons. I'd like to thank Habakkuk Trust as well. The board is here in full force. The staff have been very supportive. One guy came to me this week. I was stressed out, and he said, "Look, man, let's pray." That I'm serious, I'm telling you. The guy prayed for me. I was shocked, but I was so encouraged. For me, that was a very encouraging moment. The guy said, "Hey, look, man, you're stressed out. Let's." It was so. Somebody came and said, "Here is a coupon." One of the young staff members said, "Here is a coupon." Some of the guys said, "Hey, our vehicles are available." Others said, "Our time is available." There is no donor here, and these guys were the donors. That's what they call donors in Plumtree. Technically. They say, "Sidinga idona." Ngawa said duze. Ukuze sikwanisa ukudabula udubo lolu le damu. Anyway, yeah. But I'd like to really thank the team. The team has just been amazing. As I said, Habakkuk Trust, all the guys, Mrs. Martha's Banda, where is she? She did the deco and catering for free. Yeah, there is catering. She did the deco and catering for free. Yeah. Wongi as well. She's somewhere. Some of the people won't see them because they're in the background. Wongi as well. She was busy with the deco. Amazing stuff that people made contributions and donations. I want to really thank them for that. Stanley, again, sound, huge investment in what we're doing here today. JB, also thank in a big way. Usi Sutandi for the venue. It's such an inspirational venue. It's aesthetic, it's historic, it's symbolic. Thank you for this venue, and thank you for my pastors as well for the support, moral and spiritual. Some of the guys in the media, Sharon actually has got the same name as my wife, but doesn't mean that. Yeah, that's my wife, Sharon, not you. Right? Sharon has been amazing in terms of just pushing a story. She called me in the morning and push. Thank you so much, Sharon. And also, thank you, Sharon. You know, the issue of sleeping outside, mosquitoes and stuff like that. So the book is here. You can view it. You can take pictures with the guy. I don't really like, I'm not photogenic. We can take pictures with the book, but we can't get the book. There's an order for the book. Where's Helen? Helen is at the back there, and Melania. I always forget her name. Melania, they're going to take your orders for the book, so it's going to be on demand. Thank you for my daughter is there again, Samantha. Ginger hair, maybe I should also come with a ginger beard. So thank you for your support. I think I'm the third person. This is not a book. I'm going to really write a proper book in 3 months' time. Right? I'm going to write a proper book in 3 months' time. Probably I'm looking at about 2 a year. Yeah. I'm looking at 2 a year. So in 5 years, it's 10 books. Even if you guys don't buy it, I'm self-actualized. But it's about recording let's record our life stories. There are older people here. We need to write the story about Dr. Haskins, Senator Coulthard, Edward Nkomo, Pastor Ziva still young. We'll write a story one day. But let's learn to write our stories as Africans. And Pastor Ken, Senator Coulthard, because you're in Africa, you're Africans. Let's also learn to write our stories. Write a story about your own church, your own family. Do you know the history of your family beyond the 3rd generation, for example? Can you document it? Write it down. And Obama can do that. Let's have a culture of documenting things. Whether it's family history, genealogy, whether it's a history of the city or whatever community. Let's write it down. These days self-publishing is very easy. There's Lulu, there's Amazon, there's Reach, there's so many self-publishing platforms that you can have access to. So I don't consider myself special. We all can have a go at it. So ladies and gentlemen, I wish to really thank you. I hope I have not really forgotten anybody. If I've forgotten you, I'm really sorry for that. Kids encouraged me in the beginning as well. I was quite depressed. The resident provincial affairs minister was also supposed to be with us, but she couldn't come. So she sends her apologies. And lastly, also to the law enforcement agencies, guys, this book is about ideas. I'm serious, I know you're here to. It's your job, it's a constitutional duty, and really appreciate and applaud that. But I can tell you, this week I had a bit of a nightmare, just in terms of having this function. But I appreciate it's your duty to do that. So let's not have a contest of, it's not about ZANU-PF or MDC. This country does not belong to ZANU-PF or MDC. It belongs to God, it belongs to Zimbabweans. It's not about any political party. It's about Zimbabwe, it's about us as citizens of. So I was wondering, but it's just an innocent book, why am I being asked so many questions? So I forgot Leslie again. Thank you, Leslie, for your support. So guys, it's about ideas. Let's exchange ideas. This country will not develop unless we exchange ideas, unless you allow ideas to be exchanged. This country will not develop unless you got different ideas. And some people will say, go to hell. Why are you renaming cities instead of repairing the roads? it's okay. It's part of the exchange of what? Of ideas. So, thank you. As you can see, I'm not very long in my speech, just as I'm not very long in my height and stature.
One of the ways of being successful is not really looking for a prophet's oil or any such thing, but it's making sure that you have at least 2 names, at least 2. Remember there's an O in his name, and I know most of you don't know what the O stands for, but I will tell you. Because everyone that I know that's great, if you have one name you're not great, you're just big. You're just big. The more names you have, the greater you are. Remember Joshua Mkabugo Nyongolo Nkomo, greatest Zimbabwean that you have ever had. And Kadesi Silomunye and Constantino Dominic Kuvea. So if you want to correct your life, you are not cursed, you just have one name. So you can just correct your birth certificate. Lawyers for Zimbabwe human rights lawyers are here, they can assist you. You just put either an A or an H if you are Shona on Ndebele. A for Ndebele is Agule Linye, you are John Agule Linye Moyo. I'm telling you, within 2 days you become great. If you are Shona, you just put an H, Tambudzani, Akuna Rimwe, whatever. Then you are great. And so, if you have a problem with your life, just check your birth certificate. You'll thank me later. Thank you, Nkomo, for writing a book. It confirms that you are really great because of the O. Dumisani Octavius Nkomo. Same child is 2 names. So, let's see the great people in the room. So you are great. Please start there. We are waiting for your books. You can't have many names without proving that you are really great. But thank you, Nkomo. But also I want to acknowledge Mrs. Nkomo. I know when somebody is doing something, Gumedes acknowledge somebody who's helping them. And Mrs. Nkomo, I know you are the 3rd force behind the book. And in the era of feminism, we don't know how to acknowledge your mama behind or next to or in front of or by the side of every great man. But also, I think it will be unfair for us to dismiss without giving you an opportunity to say something to your husband in front of us. Or okay, just check your WhatsApp. She'll send you a WhatsApp just now.
Tina Bagumkomo, on behalf of even Mamsha and Mrs. Komo, we are proud of you. And I call him D.O., he calls himself O.D. So D.O., O.D., we are really proud of what you have done. Stand by, you are going to see more, like you are saying, and you are promising us. Someone was asking me, M7 last week, Utekona Utumi once, as what you call that, introduced a film, Ababeyenza wrote Dineo, and said the Amaz with Dineo. So Ubembu's Uti film, then what happened to it? And I felt I really need to tell you, let's pick up that Dineo thing somehow, get it funded, film on human trafficking. So can I leave that in Gobe? Ngicina ngokuthi khona nxa ufuna ukuthi wenze uduma kwenzileyo ube yihero asenzeni okusenziwa ngumdala oyehlala la wayephilela to serve other people. You cannot be great unless you serve. You can be big but not great. So umdala waphinda wathi futhi umafuyana bambuza ukuthi why was it umdala lapha ekhona abantu babebuya babebanenge alikubonanga thina kwabonwa ngobaba. Wherever he was, people would just gather. And then Mafiana was asked, why was it like that? And she said, when he is with people, he makes them feel that they are just as good as everybody else. I hope that Owens Wengutumi does not make you feel small, but at the end of the day, usale ule feeling ukuthi you feel just as good as everybody else. That you are as good as everybody else. So be proud. Let's be proud of ourselves and who you are. I'm quoting Umtala. Let's be proud of who we are God made us this way. That's a quote from what he said. So I think if we do that, if we are ourselves, we are proud of ourselves, we are going to be great. And if we serve one another, Zimbabwe will become great as well. Congratulations, Mr. Nkomo.
I would like to say, on behalf of the National Peace and Reconciliation Commission, a Chapter 12 institution, and on my own behalf, we congratulate you, my brother Dumisani Nkomo, in terms of successfully writing the book and its launch. You are indeed contributing to the field of knowledge, and this is one aspect that we've been lacking as a region. In terms of research and knowledge management in this country, we have to contribute significantly in terms of documentation. We acknowledge as a commission, and we have engaged with you on several structural issues that cut across from peace building, governance, service delivery, and of course, you've always pointed out clearly, and I'm sure the Director of Engineering Services is also listening, to say, you want devolution, I call him devolution. I thank you so much, and we shall be working with you, and we value your contributions as a commission.
But it's a great honor to be here tonight, Dumi. We've known each other for a long, long time, and I know you for two particular characteristics. The first is consistency, and I think it's really fitting that we are at this location tonight, because the one thing that I recall about Ndala Nkomo is that he was absolutely consistent throughout his political life. He didn't chop and change. You always knew where you stood with him. I can recall one incident involving myself and him way back in the late 1980s, where he was very direct. He disagreed with something that I said, and he told me to my face. But you appreciated it because you knew that what he said to you was something that he said to your face, not behind your back to others. And my goodness, in our nation, we need consistency. We have so many people ducking and diving. We don't know where they stand. One minute they're in opposition to something, the next minute they are in support. And the one thing that I so appreciate about you is, over a long period of time, your consistency. The second thing is adequately summed up by the title of this book, No Holds Barred. And it really does sum up your character in my view, because the other thing that I know about you is that you have consistently spoken your mind and the truth. And my goodness, once again, our nation needs the truth. Particularly, may I say, Christian truth. I don't know if any of you have seen the brief video today of Mitt Romney. There's a video doing the rounds. Mitt Romney was the only Republican senator to vote in favor of impeaching Donald Trump this week. And he gave this very emotional explanation for it by saying that his Christian principles were more important to him than political considerations. And in my mind, that is no holds barred. And I see that in you, and I very much look forward to reading this book, because I'm sure it will encapsulate those characteristics that we have all known of you for so many years. So congratulations on this, and I hope it's a great success.
Dumisani Nkomo has done something that is exemplary for his generation, and he has been consistently, as Senator Coltart has said, he's a consistent champion of progress and justice in our society, and he is promoting now the culture of writing books, documentation. The culture of documentation is something that is highly desirable in our society, and our young people need to take it up and actually adopt the culture of writing and saying the truth as it is and as it should be. And I believe that his book is going to be well received, and I urge all of us to endeavor to acquire this book and read it and disseminate it among our friends. Dumisani Nkomo, I sincerely thank you. You have done a good job. You have been with your vehicle, the Habakkuk Trust, you have done a lot of things which are commendable to our society, and particularly in this region of Ndebele land, and you should keep it up. And I encourage all of us to uphold the culture that is promoting, the culture of sincerity and communication, writing.
I wasn't expecting to be up here today, but I think by divine intervention, uNkulunkulu tells Akhuluma so that I can represent the women. And to say to all of you, MCU take on this is a leap year. Oh, Mama, servicing here, Koboba. Servicing women's retreat. So, and to say to the men that are married here who brought their wives, my husband is somewhere here. There'll be no holds barred when you get But to Nkomo, I'd like to say I'm so inspired by you, Nkomo, mostly by your humility, because you always reach out to me and share with me your thoughts, share with me your experiences, and I've always found it humbling. I think the most impressive part for me was last year when me and some of my friends were playing around. You've heard the saying, Guti, a woman speaks more words than a man. That's why if you've noticed that. But we have to start early. So Tina, because we don't write books, we speak them. Me and my 4 friends decided to speak our books in the form of a podcast last year. And Nkomo liked that, and he reached out to me and he said, Busi, I like what you're doing, I'd like to do a podcast. And then I gave him the few tips that I thought he could harness, but I was so impressed by the fact that Nkomo sibile Habakkuk. Joshua Nkomo sibile message mina. Watching him like this, I was so touched, Nkomo. And he actually tried it out. But I think because Ulama trying episode with 2 or 3 minutes each. And I think he started brewing a better idea and he started writing a book. So all his words are in that book. And I think that's like 1 day for a woman in that book. We speak 20,000 in a day. So well done for putting your, I don't know which day this is that you put in a book. I'm inspired and I hope I'll be able to write my words. But what I can say is well done for speaking your truth, because words unspoken are fists in the molding. So we thank you for letting out whatever you're feeling. Thank you so much.
Okay. I would like to express to congratulate you, Dumi, on behalf of the civil society organizations for putting pen to paper. Dumi said, this book is about ideas, okay? If you want an idea or if you want to share an idea, this book is about ideas. My director of ceremony said, dynamite comes in small packages. If you open his blog and read some of those articles, you would expect to see Indoda, oh, this is cool. But here is with we are proud of you. We are so inspired. And thank you, Mrs. Nkomo, for spending sleepless nights encouraging Dumi. Dumi reads the Bible like myself. In Acts 13, verse 36, the Bible says, David, David, after saving his generation, fell asleep and joined his forefathers. After saving his generation and after saving God's purpose, what Dumi has done, he is saving his generation. I don't know about you and me, when you fall asleep, whether you will have saved your generation enough. Acts 13, verse 36. Dumi, you have done exactly that. We are proud of you. We feel so much inspired. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that beautiful speech. Anyway, I will also take this opportunity to thank my boss at Habakkuk Trust. I wouldn't let go of this opportunity. He inspires a lot of people. I mean, they've told him how much they're inspired by him, and I also thought, why not also take advantage of this opportunity and express how much I am humbled to be led by him as a young girl who's very ambitious and looks forward to what the future holds for her.
When I heard that he's written a book, or actually, when I heard one of the brothers had written a book, I thought Duma was going to write one before them. But he's written one today. And as Umfundisi was giving us his thoughts in the beginning, he kept on talking about inspiring. And I thought this book is for inspiring leaders. If you're an inspiring leader here today, great, this book is. It's for you. And as the young lady was talking just a few minutes ago, I thought this book is for aspiring leaders. If you're an aspiring leader here present, please grab this book. And lastly, I think this book is for also expiring leaders. I think if you are just about to expire, if you grab this book, it will rejuvenate you and to begin to inspire others. I will not take long, and I was promised that if you read this book, it will promote your critical thinking skills, it will cultivate a culture of engagement, it will help you reflect on how issues can be solved. It will also provide glimpses into the future. I'm sure you've heard a bit of that as he was, uploading the book.